What is an ionic compound? Ionic compounds are pure substances consisting of chemically bonded ions. Examples include two-element compounds like table salt and polyatomic compounds like sodium sulfate. Ionic compounds are pure substances formed primarily by positive and negative ion attraction. Some minor electron sharing always takes place, but the compound is chiefly formed by ions. To fully understand ionic compounds, we need to understand what ionic compounds are composed of. Let's review some basics of atomic structure. Nucleus, the center of every atom, consisting of positively charged protons and neutral neutrons. Electron, the tiny negatively charged particle orbiting the nucleus in the electron cloud and held to the atom by the positive-negative attraction between it and the nucleus's proton. Ion, an atom that has gained or lost an electron, creating a charged particle that is either positive, more protons than electrons, or negative, more electrons than protons. The number of electrons lost or gained determines the ion's charge. Atoms lose and gain electrons as they react to become more stable. Ionic compounds are electrically neutral and can form from just a few ions or from large numbers of ions. Two-element ionic compounds and polyatomic ionic compounds are equally common. Polyatomic ions are ions comprised of more than one atom. A good example is the ammonium ion, which is made up of one nitrogen atom and four hydrogen atoms. Ionic versus molecular compounds. Ionic compounds are pure substances formed from chemically bonded ions. Molecules are formed by covalent bonds. This is the big difference between ionic compounds and molecular compounds. Properties of ionic compounds. Ionic compounds form crystalline structures, called crystal lattices. These are built up in repeated patterns of unit cells. One piece of an ionic compound that maintains all the characteristics of the entire compound is called a unit, while one piece of a covalently bonded compound that maintains all the characteristics of its entire compound is called a molecule. Ionic compounds dissolve in polar solvents such as water. Water can dissolve ions and polar molecules. Nonpolar solvents do not dissolve ionic compounds. Other physical properties of ionic compounds are high melting points, high boiling points. They are generally hard and brittle. They are electrically neutral. They form efficient insulators. High enthalpies of fusion, thermal energy needed to melt 1 mole of the solid form. And vaporization, thermal energy needed to vaporize 1 mole of the liquid form. Ionic compound formula. While a chemical formula for a molecule gives a specific number of atoms in every molecule, H2O tells us 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom make water, the chemical formula for an ionic compound cannot tell us how many ions are in each unit, only their ratio. The symbols used to create a chemical formula are found on the periodic table. Ionic compound examples. Two-element ionic compounds include sodium chloride, or table salt. Here the sodium ion, Na positive, is a positive ion, so it is attracted to the chlorine ion, Cl negative, which has a negative charge. The opposite charges attract, and the oppositely charged ions form an ionic bond. Table salt is an excellent ionic compound readily available for quick study. It is not dangerous, displays the typical crystal lattice structure of ionic compounds to the unaided eye, demonstrates solubility in a polar solvent like water and insolubility in a nonpolar solvent such as gasoline, and reveals the compound's hardness and brittleness. Here is a list of other two-element ionic compounds and what they are commonly used for. Many polyatomic ionic compounds exist too. Here is a list of some.